But Debbie, we've got another guest has appeared, I see, and well, welcome to Dr. Ahmed Malik. But Debbie, go ahead.
I'm delighted to be able to welcome Dr. Ahmed Malik. When we need doctors, qualified consultants more than ever in the NHS, we seem to be losing them. And Ahmed's here to tell us about his licence and what's happened to it. Ahmed, welcome to UK Column. Tell us what happened to your licence.
Oh, thanks for having me on. I was totally engrossed in that previous clip, by the way. Wow, that's kind of scary. Right, back to me. So basically, having been cancelled and suspended from all the hospitals that I was working out of, bar one, I was in a position where I couldn't practice anymore. Financially, it just didn't make any sense. I was losing money every month for about 3-4 months. So I thought, what is the point of a surgeon if he can't access an operating theatre? I'd love to operate here in my garden studio. I think I would get into trouble for it. I don't have the equipment. It's not very sterile. So can't really do that. So a surgeon without an operating theatre is pretty goddamn useless. It's like a navy without ships. Almost like the Royal Navy. Anyway, so basically I thought, right, I just need to give it all up. There's no point hanging around. And the problem is, if you're registered with the GMC, not only do you have to pay £450 a year for the license, you need to do a yearly appraisal, which is thousands of pounds, spending it on courses and CPD points. And then the actual appraisal is almost £1,000. For what? Just so that I can be on the registrar. And I'll be honest with you, for the last year, something very strange happened. I've been a doctor for 25 years. For the last year, I felt a noose around my neck. I have felt the GMC noose, just getting a little bit tighter and tighter because they don't like doctors like me who speak up and question. And I've already been investigated once based on anonymous online Twitter troll complaints. And I just don't need this anymore. It feels like I'm driving down the road and there's cop cars all around me. And the moment you speed 1 mile over the limit, they come up, pull you over, take you to jail, then let you go again. And the next day you're back on the road and there's another 4 cop cars around you. But the funny thing is the cars are driving, the drivers are under influence, they're crashing and speeding. The cop cars are totally ignoring them. But they've got their eyes on me and the other doctors who are questioning the COVID jab, the transgender ideology. So I actually applied for voluntary erasure, in January. And to my surprise, they have let me go. So I'm no longer GMC registered. I don't have a license to practice. It's kind of sad, but at the same time, it's very liberating. I feel kind of free now that, someone's not going to come after me and just start an investigation out of the blue. And if this all sounds very paranoid, Ahmed is very paranoid, Doc Malik, the paranoid doctor. Not really. Just look around you. It started off with Andrew Wakefield. We've got Sarah Myhill, who's under a suspension for apparently prescribing that famous horse dewormer, wink, wink. Every 6 months, her face is dragged across the Daily Mail. You had Jane Donohan, the same. You've got Jerry Waters across the Irish Sea. He's suspended for being, a conscientious objector to jabbing people with an experimental shot. I just spoke to a guy last night. His name is Charles Hough. He's a Canadian doctor. He's going through the court system. He's been, taken to court by his licensing board for simply objecting to giving the experimental shot to someone who had COVID, had an adverse reaction to the first shot, and said, second time round, maybe it's not in your interest. Don't take it. And said, I'm seeing a large number of neurological complications. And the Canadian licensing board has said, right, we're going to suspend you and we're going to take you to court. I mean, this is what doctors are facing. So, yes, I agree. The public is, angry, particularly in our camp, that why have doctors not spoken out? But the reality is, when you do, you get crucified by the system, by the institutions that are meant to be there to protect the patient, the public. These are now all captured. They're all government instruments who are working at the behest of corporations, and they will make sure they punish and destroy any doctor who's a dissident. So, Here I am.
Sorry, can I just interrupt and ask you a question here? Because you've listed half a dozen names there, and of course another name would be Meryl Nass, who also got struck off in the United States for also using that horse dewormer, wink wink, that you were talking about. So but we're talking about a handful of people. What is your understanding of the sort of the thoughts of people within the business? Are those people a fraction of the people that actually would hold the same views, or are those really the limit of the people that hold those views?
I think it's like any other profession, mate. And the vast majority, it's like it's just draw a sample of the population. It's the exact same as that. See, people want to put doctors on a pedestal. That needs to stop. We're no different from lawyers, Joe Public, or anything. 80% of people are totally indoctrinated and brainwashed, believe in everything they say, will do whatever it takes to have a quiet life, easy life, have no discomfort, be numbed and, brainwashed, zombified. You've got a 15%, maybe 18% of people who know something's wrong, want to support people, want to do something, but are scared to put their head above the parapet because they'll get chopped down. And then you got 1 or 2% who, like Ed Griffin has said, have got the crusader gene, who are like, to hell with it. I don't care if you kill me tomorrow. I don't care if I've got a mortgage and 3 young kids. I need to do something for humanity, and I need to fight these evil people. I'm trying my very best not to swear, but it's difficult being a Glaswegian. Anyway, so, that is the situation that we're faced in. I mean, I would actually correct myself. I think professionals are more indoctrinated and brainwashed and prone to virtue signaling and have hubris and arrogance compared to the working class people. I think that's what made me a little bit more immune as well, because I'm working class through and through. We smell the BS, and we have a natural distrust of authority. They've never done us any favors, and I think that's what it's all about. Unfortunately, I know of lots of doctors who agree with what I say, but are too scared. They are too scared, and I hear all the time. I was at a wedding. There's 2 doctors who said to me, "Oh, love your work, love your work." I mean, I honestly thought they were going to ask me for my autograph, at which point I would have vomited. But anyway, they were like, we'd love to do what you're doing, but we can't because we can't lose it all. And I'm like, what? And I can? I'm in a position to lose it all? So, I mean, as long as there's that mindset, then we've got problems.
And Ahmed, I just want to interrupt you very quickly there, because we are running out of time, because I want to just say to everybody that you have done that. You've given up your career, you've given up your livelihood, and now you're making your mark as a podcaster. And I just want to share with people where they can find you on Doc Malik, authentic conversations with fascinating people. And you've also got a Substack too. So I just want to direct everybody to that, because you have given up everything. And I just want to thank you so much. And hopefully you'll still be with us for extra. I know that you're a very, very busy person, but thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes, thank you. And hopefully you will be back for